Hello friends, this is CA Shilpa Shingare here, President of We India Societies Welfare Association, that is WISWA. Thank you for watching me on YouTube and visiting my blog and putting me all your queries and doubts on related to cooperative housing societies. I do enjoy replying to all those stuff. I would request everyone to be very specific while drafting your queries and kindly put the subject while sending the emails to us so that we can take care of your queries and that will not will not be losing the attention or your query will not go unresponded. As you know, I keep releasing the educational videos related to cooperative housing society because that is my passion area, as I keep saying. And at the same time, I want all the members of the housing societies, including the committee members, managing committee members who are running this show of running a housing society, who is running the show of managing the housing society, let me put it that way. They are really doing a wonderful job and a thankless job at the same time. They dare to come forward. Let's keep that thing also in mind and appreciate whatever activities and whatever efforts and initiatives your management committee members they are doing on behalf of all of you. Today's video is with a specific aspect, that is, as you know, there is a panicky situation among the housing societies post PMC news that Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank is brought under RBI direction under section 35A. So there is a panicky situation naturally among the housing societies who must be having their operating account, maybe savings account with PMC, or maybe they must have parked their term deposits or the investments of their surplus fund with PMC. So after this, naturally, I started getting a lot of queries, a lot of calls from the committee members, especially because even AGMs are, there is a last Sunday, what we can say of this cutoff, 30th September is your AGM date. So there is last Sunday which is available for AGM, and most of the housing societies would be doing AGM on 29. So a lot of calls were received by me and the emails were received by me from the committee members on this aspect. So I would like to guide, I thought why not to release a video and make the members and the committee members and make their life again a little bit easy. Today I have also posted my views and a piece of advice sort of thing on WhatsApp group as well as through my Google updates, which I send it to all the CAs across. So what is this saga basically? What is this PMC Bank 35A direction and how the housing societies they should deal with it? So whenever a managing committee member is thinking of or they're thinking of opening a separate bank account or their operating account, or let's say if they're thinking of investing any funds of a cooperative housing society with banks, what they should do, or they're guided by the Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Act, that is section 70 specifically talks about the investment of funds. They are also guided by the bylaws which they are adopted, they must have adopted. So currently we are having model bylaws 2014. So section, clause 113 of model bylaw, it talks about the opening of the bank account for a cooperative housing society. And also there is a circular of 5th December 2013 which deals with the opening of the account and the investment part as far as housing societies are concerned. Now if you see model bylaws section 113, it specifically says that while opening the account needs to be opened. The operating account, here what I am trying to say is operating account. So let's say it's a savings account of a cooperative housing society. So it says it needs to be opened to the nearest branch of a state cooperative or a district cooperative bank which has been awarded A classification, A audit classification for consecutive 3 years, and it can also be opened with a nationalized bank. Earlier, before this 5th December 2013 circular, and even our act came into place somewhere in 2013, February 2013. So prior to that, the housing societies were supposed to open the accounts only in cooperative bank, but as you know, the failures on the part of the cooperative banks, some of the cooperative banks which we have seen in the past, the department thought of coming out with this circular whereby they have allowed, it's being now permitted to open the operating account with a nationalized bank also. So first query whether we need to open the account only with a cooperative bank or I can open account even with a nationalized bank. So the answer is yes, absolutely the cooperative housing societies can open their operating account with a nationalized bank. So the bylaw also says the account can be open in a bank, in a cooperative bank, state or district cooperative bank having rating, audit rating of A. That means the classification for that particular bank for last 3 or consecutive 3 years should be A. So while opening the account or while even putting your FDs, you need to ensure that the bank or the cooperative bank in which you are investing your surplus should be A rated bank. A rated, audit rated. I mean here audit rating is what is they're expecting. So the bank should have A rating for last continuous 3 years. Now the thing is, once I open the account, so this I'm talking about the operating account. So operating account can be opened if with a cooperative bank as well as with a nationalized bank, which is allowed as per bylaw. So you need not have to go and ask your deputy registrar or something, because I have got few queries like whether we should take, whether we need registrar's permission. So since it is already a part of your model bylaw, this provision is already there in your model bylaws, and there is a circular also, circular of 5th December 2013. There is no specific, again there is no requirement to go or write to the registrar and seek his permission. So that is not required at all. Now secondly, how I need to put my investments. So if any surplus funds are there, you are guided by section 70 of the MCS Act, which says that the cooperative societies, since it is an act, I'm not using the word housing society, but I'm using the broader term, that is cooperative societies. So cooperative societies can park their funds, of course, again in the state cooperative or the district cooperative bank with A rating audit classification for consecutive 3 years. And you can also put the money in the instruments or the securities which are specified in Indian Public Trust Act. Now this Indian Public Trust Act, section 20 of Indian Public Trust Act. So if you look at section 20 of Indian Public Trust Act, this act, this section or this also has got, is being amended somewhere in April 2017. So there is an amendment to Indian Public Trust Act also in April 2017. And after post this amendment, the cooperative societies also now can go for investments of their funds in mutual funds. But here I would like the societies, and now I'm putting it as a cooperative housing societies. So even though, or even if there is an amendment to the Indian Public Trust Act which is now allowing you to put your investments in mutual fund, because section 70 gives reference of Indian Public Trust Act. It says it can be in the securities mentioned under section 20 of the Indian Public Trust Act, and then Indian Public Trust Act says it can be invested in the mutual funds like equity or debt funds. So if any managing committee, which they have already, let's say they have taken a call or they have decided on putting this their surplus funds in the mutual funds, then I need to ask them whether it was their own decision, that means whether it was a decision of a managing committee alone, or whether they have taken the general body into confidence. Because when I say the funds can be invested in mutual fund, and as you know, mutual funds are always subject to market risk. That is a disclaimer it comes with, right? So you need to take your general body in confidence, and then only you should be taking a decision as a managing committee whether to park the funds in the mutual funds or not. So here it's a humble submission to all the managing committee members that please don't go overboard, don't go too aggressive while taking a decision, because it is the money or it is the funds of all the members which has to be locked in a long-term security, which is specifically mentioned in the bylaw again. And though your Indian Public Trust Act is allowing you to put money in mutual fund, I request that you kindly restrict your mutual fund investment to debt funds, because that is more safer and secure rather than having a mutual fund portfolio where it is linked to the investments are in equity funds or something. So this is one advice I will give to all the committee members, that you can invest in mutual fund but only if your general body is giving approval. So I should be having resolution to that effect, and it needs to be properly monetized, that the resolution is passed by the majority. So if something goes wrong, let's say if something goes wrong in the future, there is, let's say your assets, your financial assets, your investments are not giving proper returns, or there is loss, then that loss is lost for everybody, that is in not only to the managing committee members, but it is for the entire society. So if the decision was taken considering or taking general body in confidence, having resolution and to that effect available, so then you will be safeguarded. So your interest as a managing committee member will be safeguarded. That will save your skin, let me put it that way. Secondly, if you are putting, now why we are putting the money in a cooperative bank? First thing is because it's a cooperation. There are certain principles of cooperation. So it's like cooperation among cooperatives. That is one of the principles. So if I put something, if as a cooperative society, if I'm putting my funds with another cooperative society, it is like you are giving a boost to another cooperative society. That is the thought process behind that principle. And then that is why in the act also previously it was like you should put the funds only in cooperative bank. That was the provision. This is one aspect. And secondly, you get a little bit of maybe 0.50 basis points more interest in cooperative bank rather than the nationalized bank. So the housing societies, or even as a general member or as a layman, we also invest parks some of our portfolio with cooperative bank to earn that extra interest out of it. Right now, this is another aspect, earning extra interest. So now if let's say you are having FDs, or you have to park your surplus, and as a managing committee you have to take a decision, so whether as a managing committee, whether we should put it in nationalized bank alone, whether it should be in nationalized bank and cooperative bank together, or it is only in cooperative bank. So here again I would request all the managing committee members, whatever decision you have to take, please do not let it be a managing committee decision. It should be a general body decision. It is advisable rather to take it as a general body resolution or a general body agenda discussion point. So if your members, they are allowing you to park entire FDs in cooperative bank to earn interest, you are safe if they are passing it by majority. If you go to the general body and if you say no, let's put some money in cooperatives and rest of the money in nationalized bank because it is comparatively safer, then still you are safe because it is being allowed by, or it is being approved by your general body. And if your general body says no, we don't want to take any kind of risk, let's put it in nationalized bank, then still you should be happy because this is being approved or allowed by your general body. So my request is kindly take it as an agenda. So whenever you are putting your extra surplus amount, if you have to shift your FDs, if you have to park your funds, any decision, I would advise, rather I advise the societies to please take your general body in confidence, have the proper resolutions on record, get it approved by the general body, so that as a managing committee you will always be safe. Now one aspect again, as I said, it's interest, earning extra interest. The other aspect which your professionals, your chartered accountant friends, your auditors, your statutory auditors or your tax consultant must be advising is you can put funds in cooperative bank. Now why is it so? Because you must have seen my income tax, one of my video, that is income tax compliances for cooperative housing societies. So there we have talked about something called as ATP deduction. So tax planning is one aspect, your interest earning, additional interest earning is one aspect, safeguarding your interest is also one of the aspect, right? So you should be taking all your decisions in a collective manner involving your general body. And here I think the role of the auditors also will come into picture, because as a statutory auditor or as an internal auditor, if you find that the entire investments are in cooperative bank, or the entire portfolio is in nationalized bank, or let's say during your audit period the committee has decided to put the amount in park the funds in mutual fund, and there is no supporting general body resolution, then kindly make it a point to give a remark appropriately in your audit report, because as an auditor we are an independent professionals. our report is being addressed to the general members and it is not addressed to the managing committee. So you have to make your general members aware of your findings, and then when this point would be discussed in the general body or annual general meeting, then maybe the next time the managing committee they will rectify their mistake and they will take the general body in confidence. So as an auditor, this value addition I expect from all my fellow chartered accountants, because we have to guide them. We should be friend, guide and philosopher, as we keep telling. One more aspect, another important aspect again, as it goes like there is a saying that which says that we should not be putting all our eggs in one basket. That means all my investments should not be under one particular heading, or I need to distribute or divide my investment portfolio in different verticals or different areas. So I can put the way as a layman, as a normal general individual, what we do, we put something in bank FDs, we park some amount in post office, we take NSCs, we take mutual fund, we invest in properties, we have FDs, then again in FDs we put something in nationalized, something in cooperative bank. So same way as a housing society also, I should not be parking entire amount in one bank, entire amount only in cooperative bank, entire amount only in nationalized bank, or entire amount only in one of the nationalized banks. So even and if you are putting FDs, let's say with a cooperative bank, so you should have option of 4 to 5 cooperative banks. If you are putting it in nationalized bank, you should have at least 3 to 4 options with a nationalized bank also. So just distribute your investment portfolio in such a way so that your risk will be mitigated. So this is what I think I should be guiding you. And since there is a circular of 5th December 2013 which can be flashed through this video, or this is available on our blog also, so you can just go through that circular and then be guided with the provisions which are there in the MCS Act, the provisions in the bylaws, and the provisions or the circulars, the contents of the circulars for opening this account, operating account with a bank, nationalized bank or a cooperative bank, and investment of surplus funds. Any queries on this investment part or opening of accounts or any issues, you can get back to us. We have created a separate email ID for your queries. Kindly note down the email ID. It is CHS matter for CA Shilpa. CHS matter for 4 is the number for CA Shilpa at gmail.com, and you can get back to me on my mobile number, that is 9820053395 or 53495. It is 9820053395 or 53495. And you can visit my blog where you will find all the updates like all GRs, notifications, circulars, all the piece of advices or the articles that I keep posting there, and the comments which we get from the members, and my response to the members. So that is just it's an awareness campaign, rather I would say, that through this awareness videos, this educational videos, or through this blog, my effort or my endeavor is to aware the society, housing society members, so that they would be their life would be easy as a member and as a committee member. Thank you.